Where do you plan to retire when you make it? For me, it's the Philippines. I already boinked almost an entire family there. 1. The 18-year-old daughter. This all started with her. She was DTF a foreigner. 1 hour after meeting her, I was barebacking her in my bed. 2. Her 22-year-old sister that I met while dating the 18-year-old, she went behind her sister's back to get my cream pie. Sister eventually found out, drama, but we still boinked regularly. 3. The gay brother who was a ladyboy, est my D and swallowed. Boinked him in the butt since he begged for it. Looked a lot like his sisters. 39 kilograms and 5 feet 2 inches. Prostate orgasm from being pounded. Pretty cute. 4. The 45-year-old mom. I had known all of them for about 2 years at this point, and she was well aware of what I was doing to her daughters. I seduced her and came inside of her. 5. The 35-year-old aunt. I got her pregnant since she lived like 10 minutes away and came over every day after work to boink and get a cream pie. She was surprised she got pregnant, again. I wasn't. My kid from her is 4 years old now. 6. Aunt 2. Met me through Aunt 1. I boinked her while Aunt 1 was in the other room. She knew. Begged me to come inside of her. Had baby rabies since her sister was pregnant at the time and it was making her jealous. Their other brother worked at sea on a ship, so I couldn't get my hands on him. Dad was dead and probably rolling in his grave. I've already seen that one somewhere. What the heck, man? Although I may not be any better, in Vietnam I made a woman divorce her husband from ID. Their kid got all messed up from it and has issues. He's a little bitch, from dad not being around. America. Based. I plan on moving to the Dominican Republic and impregnating as many women as I can since abortion is still banned there. Either one of the countries in the Balkans or Southeast Asia. The thing is, you can't rely on these developing countries to have the same cost of living say 10 years in. For India, I know house prices and rents have gone up 20x in most livable cities in the last 15 years, even though official inflation is 7% year over year. Most salaries have also gone up 10 to 25x. Food and utilities are somewhat the same, but you can't rely on these flat numbers. You'll just get burned. In the beautiful US of A, imagine thinking you've made it with 500k and deciding to live among trash in Southeast Asia. Pathetic porfug. I'll probably go to America. The healthcare system scares me though, because I imagine the staff is mostly the descendants of slaves and take it out on their patients. I don't know yet, but I know for sure I plan to check out Uruguay. Seems super comfy. For me, I'd pick Algeria or Tunisia. They're safe enough and quite comfy, plus their women look pretty. I've already accepted that I probably won't make it. Anyways, if I do end up making it as a pilot, I'll travel the world and see which places I like best. As of now, somewhere in the Pacific Northwest seems nice. One of the most beautiful places on Earth. Plus it has some decent skiing. 283k to retire in Chile? Ha 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 ha, sure, living under a bridge. Canada. Rural white towns are getting flooded with Indians. If it's somewhere up north too cold for Indians, the government will literally offer full citizenship to anyone who can prove they've lived there for 2 years. Our housing market is out of control and our economy is built around hyperinflated real estate. Like 20% of our GDP is in real estate. If immigrants stop coming in and buying houses, the whole pyramid collapses and the economy goes tits up. So the government furiously ramps up immigration by any means. If you have 50k to invest, you're a Canadian citizen and can bring your family over to work in your gas stations and subway franchises. The end result, at the bottom there's increased competition for low-paying jobs. You're competing against half the planet, and at the top there's swarms of goyim to buy your goy slop and paper houses for top dollar. The average income is like 100k, but the average wage is like $22 per hour. You're either a multimillionaire or you're gonna be eating the bugs and living in the pod. Anyone who isn't a wealthy immigrant is sleeping 2 to a room and shopping at Dollarama, living paycheck to paycheck, a few $1,000s in debt with maxed out credit cards, owning nothing and being happy. The Indians themselves aren't the bad guys, they're just trying to make a few bucks and move out of the disease-infested poop hole they're from. A lot of times they're kinder, more genuine and more down to earth than the whites. But heck, you just have no idea how many there are here right now. The census results are going to be released in October, and I honestly predict 30 to 40% Indian and whites are around the same. Trust me, you don't want to live here anon. I would consider somewhere in South America. Colombia looks tantalizing for that price, but it's still a little more on the dangerous end of the spectrum. So maybe the Southern Cone, Chile or Argentina. Already made it and retired. Got properties in the Caribbean, Argentina, Uruguay, and currently trying to build in Patagonia. Former American. I hear Southeast Asia is cheap and the food is nice. What are some places there that are not Singapore or Myanmar and are friendly to the USA?